Hey everybody, how do you want to die? How do you want to die? Now I know that's a question for everyone. Like how do we want to die? And none of us know really the answer to that. Obviously, we don't know the answer to that. How do we want to die? But there's another question, and it's just the way you say it. How do you want to die? Or how do you want to die? And what I'm talking about is something that's very important to all of us, whether you're a Gimp or not. But I am going to explain that to you in just a second. I am Moose the Gimp. You're watching another super crazy, bombastic episode of Moose the Gimp. So, what is the Gimp talking about? What am I talking about when I say, how do you want to die? Now, this is a question for everyone, but it should be a question that a lot of us who are handicapped or disabled um, have on our minds. You know, depending on how severe your chronic illness might be. None of us ever want to think about our end days, but it is something that we do need to think about. And I never really wanted to dwell on this in my life, but it just came upon me recently because I had a few incidents and I'm dealing with something right now that could be very dangerous and could end my life. This neck surgery coming up, but this is something that you know, like I said, I didn't want to think about, but because of these recent incidents, I started to think about it, and the more I did think about it, how do I want to die? How am I preparing for the afterlife? It got me thinking that it's not necessarily just important for me, but it's maybe even more important for my loved ones and the people who are around me, my family, my friends and relatives, so they don't have to make difficult decisions. And believe it or not, it's actually a very simple idea. And I'm not talking about whole life insurance. I'm not talking about religion and all that stuff. Maybe we'll save that for another day. What I'm talking about is this right here. This pink piece of cardstock. This is called a physician's orders for life-sustaining treatment, or otherwise known as a pulse. It's on a it's This is something you can get online. This isn't like something special. You don't have to get it from a lawyer. If you have a caseworker or a social worker, they might be able to get it for you. Or you can just go look for it online. It's called a POLST, a physician orders for life sustaining treatment. And it's pink for a reason. Now, I got mine from my social worker, and it's pink for a reason. I'll tell you that in a minute. But what this is, it's not a will, it's not an advance directive, which is kind of like a will when it tells, your loved ones how you want to, what you want to do with your possessions and things like that, your finances when you die. This is about if you have an incident in your house or somewhere else, and God forbid, you have an incident, and whether you have a heart problem or a brain condition or you take a bad fall or something, and you are not in a position to answer for yourself. This is what this piece of paper will do. And this uh, basically has several questions on it. And the first one is whether you want to be resuscitated. And then the next question is about medical intervention, what you want the paramedics to do if they find you in a place where A, you can't speak, or B, you can speak, but you're kind of incapacitated in another way. And then there's another category for uh, artificially administered nutrition, meaning if you want to be, fed through a feeding tube through your nose and you can't speak for yourself, or you want to be plugged into the wall because basically you're in a kind of a vegetative state, but that you're still alive, your heart is still beating, and your brain is still well your heart is still beating, but your brain is not functioning, and you can't speak for yourself. So what this is this you take this POLST to your doctor, your regular physician. This is your like primary care doctor or your family doctor, and you have him or she or he, go over it with you, category by category. And if they're a good doctor, they will do this. They will take the time to do this, which they should. And they will go over all these categories with you better than I can. I am just trying to tell everybody this is what you should do. If you don't have the money to pay for a will, or you don't have the time or inclination to do an advance directive, which is kind of like a will. It tells your loved ones and your family what you want with your possessions and how you want to be dealt with when you die. This is about should you need emergency care, and what you want the paramedics to do in the case that they find you, on the floor or in your bed, unresponsive, and you can't speak for yourself, etc., etc. So why is this pink? Well, mine is pink. This is what my caseworker had. She had one that on hot pink. So where you need to put this, as kind of awkward as it is, and you need to put this somewhere in your house where someone can get to it easily, meaning the EMTs, the paramedics. They can find it easily. It's on your refrigerator. It's on the back of your front door. It's, in a frame somewhere with lights around it, sparkling lights with garland and Christmas tree ornaments all around it. That's up to you to decide. But it's pink for a reason, so someone can easily see this. Now, as awkward as it is, it's on an 8x10 piece of cardboard here, a cardstock, and it's awkward. I don't know why it's so big. I wish they had like a form that you could maybe put in your wallet or something. My plan is to go to. I just filled mine out yesterday, and I plan to. The doctor signed it, and my plan is to have it like shrunk down into a form where I could actually put it in my wallet. But I am going to put a copy on my refrigerator because I took a bad spill a couple of months ago, and someone like me, is like the perfect excuse for doing this. Like I said, it's not necessarily for me. It is for me because I want to have my wishes, come true. I don't want to have this or that and the other, if I am in a position where I can't speak for myself. But I want to make the decision easier for my family, right? I don't want them to have to make incredibly difficult decisions, maybe something that we haven't even talked about, right? I mean, how often do you want to bring this up, or do you bring this up with your family, your wife, your husband? So that's what this is for. This is for the answer to the big question: how do you want to be treated when you're in this position? So your doctor will go over this with you, and what happens is your doctor will make a copy of this. My doctor has a copy of mine. It's in his folder, and whether or not they see this or not, they may call the hospital eventually and get this form. But it's best to have it. Like I said, it's an awkward formula, so just kind of bear with me. This is what I know, and I'm telling you. You need to put this on your refrigerator or have a copy of it in your wallet. preferably both, and you need to make people who are around you know that this is real. So I'm gonna make my family aware of this. I'm gonna put this in an envelope somewhere so they know where to find it. And I'm also gonna have a copy here or where. I haven't decided where yet, but I think this is important for everybody to know about. It's called the POLST, the Physician's Orders for Life Sustaining Treatment, and you can get this online anywhere. POLST. Uh, you may want to get it. I don't think it's designated by state. I think this is just a universal form, but you do have to have your doctor sign it, and he or she will make a copy of it for you, and put it in their file. And I think it's just a good thing to have, just in case. I mean, hey, que sera sera, right? This is what life is about sometimes when you're a gimp. But I thought I wanted to bring that to you, not to be morbid, but it's trying to be informative, and I hope you got something out of this. I am going to ask everybody subscribe to this channel. I hope you do. I hope you find it useful, and please keep coming back and ask me what you'd like me to talk about. That's kind of maybe the question for the day. What kind of issues do you want me to address with you? Whether it's pain management, dealing with doctors, um, you know, tips for being a gimp, all the above, family issues, all this stuff. I've been dealing with this since I was a kid, and I have a lot of information that I'd like to offer to you. So please ask me whatever you want, and I will do my best to answer everybody's questions. Thanks for watching. I am Moose the Gimp. You've been watching Moose the Gimp, and as always, we are brought to you by, right here, the greatest sports story ever told, God Ballers. Check it out on Amazon. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Moose the Gimp. I'm out of here. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.